I'm back, y'all. I'm so excited to be back. I have missed I think my last it seemed like I don't know, time is flying, but then it seemed like it be extending between these podcasts. I don't know. It just feels like it's been forever since I've been here. I did miss the last one, so it has been a while, but I'm back, y'all, and I'm excited to be here. Welcome to Cleaning Life with Kia. And this is my podcast. I am the owner and founder of Help Now. It is a small business in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area where I specialize in general cleaning, deep cleaning, declutter, organization, and basically just home management in general. So I am here every first and third Tuesday of the month at 8 p.m. And I am just here to shine a light on this cleaning life and this cleaning business. So it's not necessarily about cleaning all the time. Um, but a lot of time it is. And it's also about life because they just kind of go hand in hand, not like you're like cleaning homes or anything, but if you're existing and you have a home, you have somewhere to live, you have to clean, you have to maintain, you have to declutter, you have to do that. And it's not something that you do just like one time or every so often. It's a continuous thing. So it's life. So it's cleaning life, it's cleaning and it's life. And so I'm just here to kind of cover it all. I have clients, I go into people's homes and all that good stuff, but there are people who may not want people in their homes or they may not be able to afford the services. So I'm just here to just spread knowledge and give tips and have a good time and just kind of talk about life because it's an everyday thing. And I just find myself talking about it often, I guess, especially because I have children too. So it is just an everyday arduous cycle of things that need to be done all the time. And some things, there's a lot of things that people just don't talk about and highlight. And for whatever reason, cleaning and the things that go on with it is just one of those things that people don't talk about all the time. So that's why I'm here. It's nothing super duper crazy spectacular, but it's a passion of mine. I love it. And it helps me to keep my mind in order and on track as I function through life because we have our home. It's supposed to be peace, but when we step outside of our home, we have jobs and we have other people we have to deal with and other events and functions. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot. But at the end of the day, certain things just have to get done. A lot of things that we do outside of our home. But maintaining your home, maintaining your home and your peace is important. So I'm just here to just provide little things because for me, having I have 4 boys, and just over the years, it has been really interesting and sometimes challenging trying to maintain and keep things a certain way when you have so many moving parts, so many cogs and wheels in life in general. So um yes, it's at the end of the day got to end, and we have to take care of things that are part of our lives, and that's it. And this is just one of them. So this is my little time to kind of, chat a little bit and talk about, things that we all kind of deal with. So initially, I was going to, it's summer and school is out. And initially, I wanted to do a show about, maintaining a home and like giving some tips to help while school is out, but I changed my mind quick because my own kids got on my nerves today. And I didn't want to really talk about kids. I didn't really want to talk about kids today, but I'm going to talk about them a little bit because, like I said, my own kids got on my nerves today so bad. I love my kids and they're so spoiled. And when I say spoiled, they're not like bratty spoiled, they're like loved spoiled. Then they know that they're loved and they know exactly who their mama is. And, school been out. So I was like, don't trip. School is out and they're going to do, kids are going to do what kids do. I say that all the time. And if you inform them, if you raise them a certain way, you teach them, you train them a certain way, like they know what to do. So that's why they got fussed at this morning. Mine did, because it's like they know what to do. They just don't be doing it because they know that sometimes I'll get laid back. I don't be on them like that because they know what they're supposed to do. I have requirements. They need to do what they're supposed to do. And even if they don't do it all the time, I'll kind of like just be easy with it because, like I said, they're kids. You have to give people patience and grace. It's like the same thing with the kids. And then I know they be BS and I want them to enjoy their summer. And my kids are like homebodies. So they don't want to really go anywhere else. They're in the house. So if they're in the house, that means they're eating, they're playing their games, they're doing everything. And it's gonna create mess sometimes. But long story short, I've been really chill. And I woke up like out of my sleep in a panic this morning because I heard the garbage truck. And I panicked because something told me, because that's Eli's responsibility, my youngest. I was like, he did not take out the trash. I know he didn't take out the trash today. I just know it. And if I look out of my window in my bedroom out the back, it's the backyard, and we have the trash cans back in the corner, and there's the trash cans. Like I jumped out of bed. I'm running through. Eli, it's the trash man. It's the trash. Cause you didn't take the trash. Anyway, did all of that. By the time he got up and rubbing his eyes out of his sleep and shit, um, trash can gone. So then it's like, oh my gosh, I know how my day about to start because he missed the trash last week. So this is the second week he's missed trash. And I don't play that. I don't touch trash. I have four boys. I refuse to touch trash. I'm not touching no trash. Am I too good to touch trash? Yes. The answer is yes. I am too good to touch trash. Like if I'm out helping, like if I'm with clients and stuff like that, and I'm doing it, but in my house, I'm not touching trash. Not with four boys up in here, I'm not. So that was 2 weeks, no trash. I was hot. I was pissed, is what I was. And it's crazy because when you teach them and you talk to them a certain way, like I'll be on their butt, but they don't even get mad because they know what I'm telling them is right. They know they were wrong, if they didn't handle their business and they didn't do what they were supposed to do, so they take it. And I'm gonna let them know that I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't touching no trash. I ain't touching no trash. And I said, and you wouldn't have to do this. So then I had to tell them, I said, now we have to have a solution because here's a problem, and we've been dealing with this for 2 weeks. So here's a problem, and I'm the greatest at solutions. So here's the solution. You're gonna go in that garage where my cleaning stuff is and where the gloves are. You're gonna get you some gloves. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get some gloves. All of you. I said, because this is a group effort. Because Eli, that's his chore, but it's still a function. Um, it's a family function. Like everybody gotta collaborate. Everybody, this is a team, this is an effort, this is a team effort. Like I'm pissed off all over again. And I said, all of you are gonna do it. I said, because if nothing else, it would have been so easy to just remind Eli. I said, y'all up in here watching Everybody Hates Chris, y'all playing your doggone VR game, you're on that PS5. I mean, they out here living the life of a child, and I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love when kids are kids. Like that's the way it's supposed to be. But you're supposed to handle your shit, and they did not handle that shit. So yeah, I had to come through this morning. I told them, I said, go get them gloves. I said, every piece of trash, you better pick it up and you better go get them contractor bags out of there. Go get it. Um, go get it and pick every piece of trash up and have it bagged up and ready. Because when your brother get home from work, he gonna put all that shit in his car, and y'all are gonna go find a dumpster. And you wouldn't have to do that. It's a whole trash man and a whole trash truck that comes once a week. Now, if you want to be the trash man, you can be the trash man. You're gonna be the trash man today. But it's a whole men that come with a big old truck, and that's what they do. And all you got to do is just take it to the curb. That's all you got to do. I mean, I was on those asses. Then I went to my J job and told him, I said, when you get home, I don't care. You can fuss and do whatever you want, but when you get home, you're gonna have to load up and help them load up that trash and get it off my property because I've been telling y'all. And 2 weeks of no trash? No, sir. For your boys that work with you, do they request time off in the summer? No, they don't request time off. Actually, they want to work more because they like that money. So they don't request off. And then I'm also mindful about how I balance the time. Like I know how to not overwork them. I know my kids and I know myself. I'm not gonna overwork myself. So um, I will intentionally take off days. And even during the summer, I don't really have them working during the week too much. It's mostly on the weekends because, again, like I said, they're kids and I want them to have a childhood. I want them to learn ethics and work and know how to move out here in the world. But I don't put that pressure on them like that because, listen, when they get out in the real world, they're going to work a fucking enough. It's enough work. I hate work. They're going to work. So I don't I want it to be fun, but as far as working with me, I want it to be fun. I want it to be a learning experience. I want it to be a bonding experience, but I don't want it to get worn out. And if you wear them out, then they're not going to enjoy it so much. Kavai loves it. So I definitely don't want to burn him. He loves it. Now Samaje, he don't just love it like that. He's good at it because I've taught him and trained him how to do it, so he'll get the job done. But if I never ask him to do it ever again, it'll be too soon. He don't care. Now Kavai's completely different, and those other two, I wouldn't dare bring them to anybody's house because they're halfway don't want them up in here because they be messy and they don't care about stuff like that. And I understand that, so it's just like, please, I'll be so out of business fooling with those other two until no, but I take it real easy with the other ones. Like I'm not on there on them like that. So as far as those kids, I don't want to talk about nothing except how to transmute and alchemize their little shenanigan filled energy because it's a mess. Um and so like I said, I want to talk about ways to transmute and alchemize that energy in the home without involving or talking about the kids. Um because they get on my nerves. But there's other ways where you can change the energy in the house without having to fool with the kids. Like they're gonna have to do their part, but um, so without talking about them and what they're not doing, I'm gonna have to. And it's strange because well, no, it's not. It's this right on time because I figured I said as soon as summer starts, I'm not gonna have to get on them too bad. It's gonna be a few weeks into school being out. I'm gonna have to say something. I know my kids, and now they done got a good cussing today. So let's see how long they gonna go. I give them a month. I give them a month before I have to really like look at them and be like, "Do we need to do this again?" It'll be about another month before I have to revisit. Um, but anyway, we're going to talk about feng shui today. I don't know. Some of you may or may not have heard about feng shui, but it's actually a thing, and it is a traditional practice that originated in ancient China, and it claims to use energy forces to harmonize individuals with their surrounding environment. So it's like the energy in your home. It's a practice based on the idea that our homes mirror what's happening inside of us. The purpose of feng shui is to align your environment with who you are and where you want to go. So you have the words feng shui, feng meaning wind, and shui meaning water. So you have wind and water. So with those two, it's like a flow, wind and water. You have your wind, you have your water, and what's you have a flow. So that's how your home is supposed to be. And like, have you ever walked to someone's home or even your own home and it just didn't feel right? Like the energy, it was just off. You could just walk into a space. I know I have. I have walked into it. Just think that's what I do. Like I have clients where I go clean and I make things better. Um, but you can walk into a home and the energy is completely off. Like you don't know what it is, you don't know how it got there, you don't know who brought it there, you don't know what's going you just know it's something ain't right. And you can be in other people's homes, and like I said, it can be in your home. Some say that homes absorb the energy of people that who live there or have lived there. So if you're in moving in a house and it had other home homeowners before, like people leave their energy in their house. That is a real thing. Some say that negative energy can come from your environment, um, your own thoughts, which is true. You know, it's true. And you can tell, like, if you ever pay attention, um, if you're the type of person to pay attention to energy and that type of stuff and how you feel, you can definitely tell when the energy shifts in different places. So, a few signs that you have negative energy in your home. Too much clutter. I always talk about clutter. Like clutter is the devil. clutter, clutter is hell. You you just don't want to you don't want to mingle with clutter. You don't want to start dancing with clutter because it's you be in an entanglement with it and it's hard to get out when you start. Trust me, I know. Like it just starts with a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and before you know it, you're a hoarder. But too much clutter, foul smells, too many arguments. So guess what? People have disagreements in their home, some from time to time, but for the most part, your home should be peaceful. Like it should, like I said, I cut some kids out this morning, but I don't walk around. That ain't normal, like all the time. And the thing is, they just sit there and look because that's not something that happens all the time. And I'm not fussy. I don't, because I don't like that type of energy. But if you have a home and it's a lot of bickering, a lot of arguments, like all the time, like often, that's just negative energy. You know, it's not like an isolated, incident. Like sometimes stuff just happen and stuff pop off, and you even with that, you need to clear the air, and calm the energy. But you ever been in a home where that's all people do is argue all the time, and most of the time that shit is in the air, it's in the walls, it's everywhere, and people can tell. You don't think, it's like people be arguing in the house all the time. And then like they invite people over or people come over and then they try to, like the house and the home is very inviting and it's love and peace and all that shit up in there. But it's like people can feel. That's why I don't be going nowhere. That's why I don't be going to people's houses. And when I do, I am so selective. Like, oh, like, no, because that stuff, and I'm really sensitive to stuff like so it just, it just try to jump on you. And I just can't. So, oh, okay. Too much clutter, foul smells, too many arguments. You can tell that you have negative energy and stuff when you're having a lot of insomnia and nightmares. If you have a lot of financial struggle, in your home. And if you're struggling with positive thoughts, that's negative energy because you're struggling and you're feeling tired all the time. Like those are just examples of energy that can affect the feng shui of your home. And I agree with all of those. Uh, so those are a few signs. So if you do have any of those negative energies in your home, um, I'll give you just a few tips for practicing feng shui, in your home to try to make things a little bit better. First of all, what did I say? The first one was when it was negative energy. It was too much clutter. So the first thing to get in your peace in your feng shui is to what? Declutter. So you're going to declutter. You're going to remove clutter from all rooms to allow energy to flow. That's the feng shui, to flow. Get rid of things you no longer need, and don't keep things for the sake of just having them. I had to go through like in my garage and I had to kind of declutter some things and go through. And when I got done, I mean, it was like the energy, it was lighter, and it was just lifted. And it was just some things you'd be like, should I keep this? And but you haven't used it, you haven't seen it, you really don't need it. And for whatever reason, we just keep holding on to stuff. So if you don't, just don't keep stuff for the sake of keeping it. Like it creates clutter. Two, keep it tidy. So, a sense of clarity at home can reduce stress and anxiety and help you stick to your plans. So, when you have things that are in order and that are tidy, you can think better and you can plan and you can stay more dedicated to the plans you have because you're not um, consumed with stuff being all over the place. Three, and again, these are some tips for practicing feng shui in your home. Three, use color. Use colors that help create a relaxing space. Four, Keep the entrance clear. This is important. Remove items like shoes, coats, and bags that tend to accumulate near the front door. Like when you come in your house, have you seen it? Like it's like as soon as people walk in the front door, they just unload. And just think everybody that live in the house, you walk through the front door, you just unload. And but when people come in your house, that's the first place. You coming through the entrance. So that's your first view of your peace and your energy and yours. So when you walk in and it's cluttered, I mean, it just sets the stage um for the whole house. So that's one thing I would get on my kids about with those shoes. They'll come in and they'll kick them off right by the door, and I'd be telling them like, really don't be wearing the shoes through the house, but if you kick them off by the door, at least pick them up and go put them on the shoe rack or something. They just or people will come in, like I said, they'll have a lot of coats and their keys and stuff be right there. So just try to be mindful of keeping the entrance clear. Um, 5, place your bed carefully. Um, and that's like a thing with feng shui so far as like the different rooms, how you place your furniture and place certain things in your home. Everything has an energy. So that was one thing, is like place your bed carefully, position the headboard against a wall and the command position with a clear view of the entrance, but not directly in line with the door. If you can't position your bed to face the door, you can use a mirror to create a view. So when they talk about the command position in feng shui, the command position, it is a way to position furniture so that you can see the entrance to a room without being directly in line with it. This position can help you feel more secure and in control, and can also help you avoid being surprised. So basically, it's the placement of key pieces of furniture to reinforce a sense of stability and control in the room and in the home, if that makes sense. Uh, you can also use what's called a Bagua map. A Bagua map is a map. This tool can help you analyze the energy in a space and suggest elements to bring in to improve the flow. Each of the map, it has 9 quadrants and it's associated with a color and an element, which can help you inform your decor. And you can find a Bagua mat on Amazon. They have Bagua mats, maps, pillows, mirrors, and carpet. But basically, it's a tool to help you structure um, your home a certain way, each quadrant a certain way. Um, 7, add plants. So plants can add a touch of natural tranquility and positive energy to your living spaces. I love plants. I have killed a lot of plants, but I love them and I'm working on it. It's not intentional, but you know, these plants, they be having different instructions. And look, I just want to water them and go. And then sometimes I may forget. I'm trying to do better. I have some in my room and it really does help. Um, and it's something it's living and it has color and it just adds, I don't know, a creative balance. Um, like I said, a sense of life. It helps. Um, And like I said, there are many concepts and examples you can follow, but ultimately it's really about the energy. It's about the chi, and how you feel when you're at home. And so, like, when it comes to feng shui, there are so many examples. There's so much information and knowledge regarding this topic. You can Google, you can go on YouTube. There are so many books, especially people that clean and organize, and they're like really into it. And I have a few feng shui books, and I remember reading them like when I first started my journey with cleaning and picking up clients, because I feel like that's important. You go in someone's home and they're hiring you to come and help them. So for the most part, yeah, the energy is a little bit off because you know what? Their kitchen's the mess. and it's stuff everywhere, and the stove looking crazy, and it's food spilled out in the refrigerator, and there are dishes everywhere, and um, yeah. So when you walk into a space and you're dealing with that, the bathrooms are a mess, and the house is just out of order. The client knows it's out of order because that's why I'm there. And so you know that things are off. So it's your job to go in and make it better. So even with cleaning, it's not just cleaning that I do. So it's so funny. So I do clean, and like I said, I do the declutter and all of that. But all I be wanting them clients to say, and they, for the most part, about 90% of them all say the same thing. All I be waiting on them to say is, this my house is your house. Whatever it is you want to do with it to make it look good and smell good and feel good, whatever you do, that's what I want you to do. Whatever you do in your house, whatever that is, that's what I want you to do. And I'm telling you, it'd be crazy because as many times as I hear it, I'm like, for real? You serious? And look, and I go with it because I can walk in the room and I can tell that the energy is off when certain things are positioned a certain way. And even like with feng shui, they advise you not to. You know how sometimes you can go in somebody's bedroom and they have the bed up against the corner, like against the wall, like beds against the walls and stuff like that. That's not good. That's not good feng shui. Like stuff that's like up against stuff. It's not it's not good energy, it's not good feng shui. And when you do more research on it, they have like the traditional fundamentals of feng shui. You may have like a more westernized principles of feng shui. So there are so many different directions that we could go with this, but I just wanted to really come here today and just introduce um, the concepts of feng shui. Matter of fact, I walked into my own house about maybe it might have been a month ago, and it didn't feel like like I needed it to feel. I couldn't tell what was off. Everything's still going on. It's normal. The kids normal. I'm like, everything's still kind of going on. It's clean and everything. And it wasn't even about just the cleanliness. It was just the position of the furniture. Like it just seemed like I guess it had played out or something with me. I don't know. But next thing I know, like I've just like rearranged everything. Like I'm moving like major move. And when I was done, like repositioning the furniture and the TV and like all that stuff, it felt it felt better. It felt like I could move better. It felt like it was a flow. So you can tell like when you have like a flow. And another thing that helps with the flow is also like adopting a minimalistic type lifestyle so far as your decor and decorating and all of that. You don't want too much. Like I said, you want it to be like feng shui, wind and water. It's a flow. So like I said, you should be able, when I think of a flow, it should just be easy. It should just be a like a breeze. So a lot of times we're not aware of the energy because like our energy is already off from other outside methods. So it's like the feng shui in your house might be out, the energy, the flow, the chi, it'll be off in your house. But then you got to leave your house and you got to deal with other people like at work and it's wherever you go, everywhere, the grocery store, wherever you go, and that's energy wherever you are. And then if your mind is already kind of, you know what I'm saying? And then you come home, sometimes it's hard to be able to tell the difference. But like I said, if you're noticing like too many arguments, um, you're noticing that it's too much clutter, all those things that I was talking about earlier about how you're able to identify negative energy, you're just going to have to take a step back and just, ask yourself, like, why do I feel, this way? Do I need to get my home more calm and get more of a flow going on up in here because a lot of times that's all it takes because like I said, in addition to you like cleaning it, it may just be the position of certain things that's just not, it's just not clicking, it's just not working for you. And sometimes you have to, I do that with the kids, and they get really complacent. Sometimes you'll just get really complacent with the way that things are. It's the same thing with life and dealing with people. Like, you can't be complacent with people, because people can't be complacent with you, because then it just start to feel a certain way. So it's the same thing with the house. It's the same thing with the house. So, I like my energy to be good, like in my home, like when I'm dealing with my kids, when I'm outside of the home. And then it just helps, because in the event that I have to deal with those outside forces that aren't agreeing with me, or that I don't like, or whatever, when I get home, as soon as I walk through the door, like I said, it shouldn't be any clutter. It shouldn't be any drama. It shouldn't be anything. It should just be a flow. It should just be peace. You can't always control what's going on the outside of your home, but you can always control what goes on in your mind, and you can always control your home. Yes, and there are tools. So when things like aren't feeling right, there are just things that you can do in your home that will help you, and it will help you tremendously. You may think, just moving some furniture around, or just picking up the clutter, it'd be all right. It ain't gonna make that, it's all right. It ain't gonna make a big difference. And what you will find is that it makes a huge, huge difference. And then feng shui, like I said, I love the concept, because I was trying to figure out another way, instead of trying to think, and be thinking that it's always like the kids and the other people. Sometimes you can create a space that will create a flow for the people that are in your house. So, like, when I redid the living room and kind of moved some stuff around, like, everything is different. So literally, you have to literally move different. Things are in different places, and it causes the energy to change. So sometimes, instead of or before, you start having conversations with the people in your house about certain things that are going on, you may want to change some things um with the physical stuff that's in your house, to see if it can create a change. And if you do all of that, and the house is comfortable, it's clean, you've got your feng shui on, and you know, then it's some other stuff, and then it's still like too many arguments, or this going on and that going on. Then you can just know that it's something else, perhaps, that's going on, that you need to that you can um let's see. Can you share some more pictures of some of your projects you've done recently in your upcoming shows? Yes, I can. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. I've had some really big projects lately, and I noticed, like, on social media, I haven't really been posting a whole bunch when I go to clients' houses. Where, for one, is I have a lot of regulars. So if I posted their house one time, I posted it 5 times or 10 times. So I just don't want to keep reposting the same thing. And then a lot of times, sometimes I get to moving too fast, and I'll have a new client, but I'll get to moving too fast because I do an assessment. Oh, and that's a part why I love feng shui too. Like I said, the energy, I do those assessments before I go to clients' houses. So I get a feel for everything before I actually do the work. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for today. Um, I will do pictures next time. I do have some good before and afters, and I'll share them. We would love to see a walkthrough assessment. I'm gonna start doing that. So let me tell you, I suck bad when it comes to, like, technology, like doing stuff like videos and like editing. Like, I don't be wanting no parts of it all. So if I ever do like a video, it's gonna be like a raw video. I'm not editing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Whatever happened, that's just what happened. But I think that that would be really good to showcase, because people really don't know what I like. You will really have to see what I do um to, like, really, really be able to appreciate it. Like, it is so much more than cleaning. So yesterday, I went to do an assessment, and this was for a new client. Actually, I had already um the lady that called me was the daughter, and I had already Power Team can edit it for you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Power Team. I appreciate it. I sure will be reaching out. But I went to a lady's house yesterday. I went to a lady's house yesterday. I went to do an assessment, and it's just so much that go on. Like I never know what I'm walking into. The daughter had contacted me, and she was like, "My mom, I would like for you to go do an assessment for my mom. My dad passed away about a month ago, and so she's kind of having a hard time. You know, I'm like, okay, so I'm glad she let me know before I got there so that I could kind of mentally prepare. And you can never really prepare because you don't really know the state of mind that people are in. But when I had gone in, um, that lady, I did that assessment. That lady could not hold her tears back the entire time I was there. And I was only there maybe about 15 minutes. And like there were rooms where he had laid in the bed. And I guess that was the last time that he laid in the bed and it was still unmade. So, that gives me an idea what I need to do when I go in there because then she lets me know, like, hey, don't worry about this room. You can clean, you can dust, but don't make the bed. Don't, I would like, and I mean, it was to the point I gave that lady the biggest hug because she was just, and she was in that, and it was a nice home, nice size home too. And she was just in there alone. There was no one there, and she said that her husband literally did all the cleaning. She's an older lady. She's not old, she's just older. And she said her husband did all the cleaning. And like she's just lost and she's still grieving. And like I said, I had already cleaned for her daughter before. So they know what I do, like when I come in there. So with the feng shui, with the cleaning, with the decluttering, with the organization, with everything, the bottom line to everything I do, it has to be peaceful. It has to be balanced. It has to be in alignment. Everything has to be a certain way. And I just think that should be the rule for life. And it would just make things like so much better if it was that way, but it's not always that way. And sometimes, a lot of people they don't even be having a clue what I be talking about. So, I get a chance to come in and um, do a lot of things and help in a lot of ways. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, when I go to clients' house, they be like, do what you want to do. So a lot of times, like I'm cleaning, but when I'm in like in their kitchen or I'm dusting the stuff in their living room, I will literally rearrange some stuff because it be off and you can feel it. It's off. And it'd be crazy because I'm not like, okay, they already gave me permission to do it. And so when I'm done cleaning, I'll be like, well, all right, well, I changed this and I moved this over here because they can obviously see it. It's not like I hid something in a cabinet or in a closet or a drawer or anything like that. They can actually see it. But when I start to rearrange things, and I do that all the time, when they give me the go to just do whatever, I be moving stuff. But they are like 100% of the time, they've always appreciated. And I always hear like, oh my gosh, that looks so much better there. It's so much more efficient there. It feels better being there. It makes sense being there. And that's the whole concept. And a lot of times people just don't know what to do. They may notice something don't feel right and that is off, but they just can't put their finger on it. So, you know, that's why I'm here. Like I said, I don't know everything, but what I know, and I do know some things. So I will share them every time I'm here on every first and third Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Cleaning Life with Kia. That is it. Thank you all so much. And have fun with your feng shui. And I'll see you next time with some videos and maybe a walkthrough with an assessment. I don't know. We'll just see. Have a good night, y'all. And thanks.